This is Sunraysia Daily News with Sarah Harmon.
Mayor Glenn Milne is under fire for comments made on his campaign Facebook page linking the Safe Schools program to a paedophilia advocate. Mildura Pride member James Price said Councillor Milne's post, which has since been deleted, was shocking and disgusting and has called on him to resign. But Councillor Milne said he was simply stating his opinion about his opposition to the Safe Schools program and repeating reports made under parliamentary privilege that the program was linked to a paedophilia advocate. Incumbent member for Mallee, Andrew Broad, has drawn pole position on the ballot paper to be marked by voters on July 2nd. Nominations for the seat were formally declared and the ballot paper order drawn at noon today. Mr Broad will be challenged by the Citizens Electoral Council's Chris Leahy, Labor's Lydia Senior, Rise Up Australia Party's Timothy Middleton and the Greens' Helen Healy, who were drawn in that order. A man who sexually abused two young sisters has been a foster carer in the community over the past decade, a court has heard. The man, now aged in his 60s, was today sentenced to 4 years prison for the offences dating back to the 1980s. The court heard one of the victims, who was aged just 4 when the abuse began, got the courage to come forward when she heard the offender was involved in foster care. Mildura artist John Prowse today donated one of his works to Mildura Private Hospital as a thank you to the staff who assisted with his recent hip replacement surgery. The Vietnam veteran held his first exhibition, which he said had been a long time coming, last December at Mildura Arts Centre. The latest piece, depicting a paddle steamer, will hang proudly in the halls of the hospital. Mr Prowse is currently working on a portrait of Dr Thomas Cosman, who performed his surgery. Residents of the Mallee Track, Milawa and Nangelock will be charged for waste going to landfills starting next month. Mildura Council is introducing fees for all non-recyclable and unsorted waste at facilities in Colour Lorraine, Oyun, Murrayville, Nangelock, Underbull, Walpyup and Werrimal. To streamline services, a $300,000 transfer station will also be constructed at Murrayville later this year as part of changes to the management of landfills, transfer stations and recycling points. To preview this weekend's Sunraysia Football and Netball League draw, here's Bill Saw.
Jerome Motlop, little handball out.
The next challenger steps into the ring when Irimple fronts up to top of the ladder Mildura at City Oval in round 8 of Sunraysia footy this weekend. The Swallows moved up to second spot following their win over Wentworth last week, while the Demons remained unbeaten by dispatching then second-ranked South Mildura by 67 points in a one-sided affair. Mildura may have some personnel issues with the Martin brothers, both a chance to miss through injury, whereas Irimple is building its list, particularly with the addition of gun power forward Jason Eagle. The home team has played impressive footy through the first third of the season, but if the Demons hit a flat spot, the Swallows look a side that could take advantage. Oyun United faces a serious challenge to its grasp on fourth spot when the Kangas take on the Roos in an internecine clash at the George Gordon Oval. Wentworth is notoriously hard to beat on its own turf, and if the Mallee boys can claim the points at Derton, they will bank a fair bit of respect. In other games, Merbein and Robinvale Euston will be battling to sustain their credibility as contenders when they clash at Kenny Park, while slow-starting aspirants Redcliffs and Imperials both desperately need to put a win on the board in what should prove a willing twilight encounter at Quandong Park.
In other sport, Wentworth and Oyun United will look to keep their winning form going tomorrow on the Sunraysia Netball Court. Both sides have been weakened with player unavailability, with the Roos going into the game without Amanda Edwards and the Kangas missing the luxury of former Australian player Demelza Fellows. In the round's other games, Merbein hosts Robinvale Euston, Redcliffs tackle Imperials and Mildura play Irimple. Round 4 of the Victorian Junior Motocross titles fires up this weekend at Coolong's Jamboree Park. The fourth and final round of the titles will see hundreds of riders vying for last points towards their championship total. Golgol's Max Phillips will be going hard on the throttle as he looks to claim the 65cc B-grade class, where he is currently placed second. To the weather, an afternoon shower expected in Mildura tomorrow. We're heading for a high of 16 and a low of 8 degrees. For these stories and more, pick up tomorrow's issue of Sunraysia Daily. I'm Sarah Harmon. Join me on Monday for the latest news from across the region.